Hello, everyone, and thank you for tuning in. Today, we're going to be checking back on Bitcoin's current price action. We're currently trading at $13,050, and the time that I uploaded yesterday's video, we were trading at about $13,150, so $100 difference. However, it did rise. It rose a few $100s more, and we wicked up to $13,360. So this uh, rise in price was pretty exciting to see. Um, as you can see here, we then got rejected uh, at that price, and we came straight down. And we're looking at the hourly chart, and even on the hourly, it looks pretty reckoning, as some would say. And even going to like the 5 minute, for example, I don't usually look at the 5 minute, but to just iterate my point of this happening quickly, in a few minutes, in a majority of that price action was within 5 minutes, we dropped down pretty quickly. However, to also mention, it does look troubling on the 5 minute. It looks troubling on the hourly candles right here, and uh, and it probably kind of looked earlier a little scary on the daily. We retraced back to the opening, essentially opening candle of the previous day. So we lost all the gains that we found on the 24th. However, let me bring you back to the weekly chart. You don't even see a difference. In the grand scheme of things, we're still trending upwards from our uh, touching the bottom on in March. We are still trending upwards, and even still, this week's not over yet. But this green candle on this for this week is pretty awesome to see, and it's always exciting to see Bitcoin making these pretty big moves, and obviously when you're talking about big moves of Bitcoin, a daily candle of 10% or 5% is pretty astonishing considering Bitcoin's market cap. It's going to take more dollars to move the price of Bitcoin in comparison to like I don't know, like Decentraland at 95, where the market cap's this. It's going to take a lot more capital to do so. And that's kind of the basic premise of this current video is, don't get too boggled down by the hourly charts or even the day to day. Bitcoin's going to move the way that Bitcoin's going to move. And the important part is to look at the longer term trend. And the important part is that we are rising and rising. Get rid of that. The few other points I want to make is, yesterday I was talking about the 21 weekly moving average and how we did bounce off of it. Let me bring it back. M-A, I have to spell it out. Moving average. And, we're on the weekly time frame and set it to 20. Yeah. Boom. Bounced off and started rising. And one of the kind of like the indicators I like to use is distance to the from the moving average. So right now I have it set to 20, because I want to essentially just visualize in a candle chart the percentage difference between the moving the 20 weekly moving average and the current price. And what we can see here is that just change it here because I was on the daily. There we go. Looks better. That we're roughly 23% above the weekly moving average. And this will lead into my next point of what what Bitcoin looks to be doing. However, we haven't we've just gotten here in the past few days, so um, my assumption is that current buyers and sellers are not too confident that the price is going to stay at 13K. And so when the price drops like it did today, you can see here it's just been red on dollar against the dollar and then against Bitcoin. And you can kind of see it here where it's just been mostly red. However, once if Bitcoin, and this is a big if because again, like I said earlier, Bitcoin will do what Bitcoin's going to do. But if we end up trading sideways from here to say, and down here, if Bitcoin starts trading sideways in this kind of like this band here, um, it's going to give more confidence to traders that this is going to be the new level for Bitcoin for the foreseeable future, much like what we saw here and and actually here. And what we saw because of that, because buyers got more confident as Bitcoin continued to move sideways, that this is going to be the price level that Bitcoin's going to hold, or at least assume that it's going to hold. Altcoins like Ethereum, like Link, and any of the major altcoins, I would expect, it's going to give traders more confidence that to trade them, and thus because of that, the price is going to go up. And one of those altcoins that would benefit most from Bitcoin trading sideways would be Ethereum. Currently on the weekly chart, Ethereum's US dollar value has been essentially trading sideways. Um, this stark move here on the 31st kind of brought it down back to earth. Ethereum was on pace to hit $500, just didn't quite make it there, and ever since we've been kind of building back up to that level. What would really help Ethereum get to that $500 mark and potentially beyond, and moving the Ethereum Bitcoin pairing, because this one's been really taking a beating, so to speak, ever since that rejection of near $500, is that Ethereum's been trending downwards. If Bitcoin starts to move sideways, which is what I'm kind of hoping for, it's hope and think are two different things. But if we can anticipate or be prepared that Bitcoin may move sideways, Ethereum's going to benefit the most from this. And then hopefully, if that's the case, then we will start to see this move here, where we started to see it kind of oscillate, starting to move sideways rather than continue downwards like it is right now, and then and then shoot back up. And if we get the same kind of reaction of Ethereum like what we did see here between the middle of July to the beginning of August, so in that 2 week span, that is without a doubt gonna slingshot Ethereum to $500. We can even do the calculations right now. If Bitcoin, say, stays at $13,000, so it's at 13,045 right now, but let's just round down to an even 13. The current Ethereum Bitcoin pairing is trading at 0.0313 satoshis. If if we even get back to say the top of these candles here at 0.0365, that's even at this point, it's going to take us to at about a $475 Ethereum. If we even would be even better, and what I would expect if Bitcoin moves sideways and Ethereum pumps, my target would be more so in the zero point zero 0.04 range. So even at 0.0406, taking it from the top of the wick on the week of August 31st, and we're looking at a $527 Ethereum, which would bring us at around at around. Sorry, I'm just trying to find somewhere around here. And where does that leave us? That leaves us at right here, which is pretty much the, you could say, just above that resistance point where we're seeing right now, actually, which is quite interesting to see. Ethereum had some trouble kind of moving past this resistance here that we saw in 2018, and from the first dump from the peak of Ethereum in 2018 as well. So that's kind of what I'm hoping for in the upcoming week. The first test would be, is Bitcoin going to stay at $13,000 to close the week at $13,000? And then the second question is, well, what's the following week's going to look like? If we see anything like what we saw in these two circled areas here, these spanned for a few weeks, if I remember. Yeah, 38 days. So for roughly 5 weeks. So if it goes sideways for over a month, so the month of November actually, the month of November could be a good time to start looking at alts. Now, mind you, there are certain altcoins that have been already extended quite a bit. One I would say is Chainlink. It just went on this incredible run. It's been going on an incredible run for years. I mean, like, look at that. But even still, it did correct from the highs of about 20 US dollars, and it's now been moving sideways. Some people would probably, and this is where I would look, might be looking at some Uniswap token, or looking at Polkadot. However, that there hasn't been much price history of either coin, so it's hard to make that determination. But looking at the drop from the wick of Uniswap, to be specific, because that's the one that I'd be most interested in scooping. It's from its previous highs, it has dropped over 70% currently, and I think it's high time that we make tea with Uniswap, because if altcoins are going to pump, Uniswap and Polkadot are probably one of the best positioned altcoins at the moment. They released their tokens during the DeFi run that we had for a few months, and I don't think I find it highly doubtful that we've seen the best that they can give in terms of price action. Like, I don't believe that the price is going to stay here. I do have a suspicion that it will trend up against Bitcoin. How long that's going to take, it's hard to say. I mean, I could be buying this and see it move sideways until Bitcoin reaches its next all-time high. And that's when altcoins go crazy. And probably I won't see that investment back until Bitcoin gets to its all-time high. So we'll see. It's definitely a gamble. But considering the drop that it's had at 70%, most altcoins, when it drops down to like 50 to 60%, it's a good time to buy. Obviously, depending on what kind of price actions it had previously. Like, for example, Chainlink is one that goes on these crazy runs, if you go on the weekly, goes on these crazy runs. Like it jumps like 370%, then it follows by a drop of 60%, and then it rinse and repeats. Like it's quite something to see. So be cautious. Like I said in my previous video, be cautious. It's kind of still of a wait and see. I'm not too convinced yet that Bitcoin is going to move sideways yet. It looks to be that way, but I would like to see more candles printed on the chart within some kind of ranging, some sideways movement before I'd be confident to say that expect alts to pump. However, if it does, then expect some of your altcoin positions to start showing returns. If you were the few that bought like Link, for example, at $20, if you bought Uniswap coin, like the Uniswap, some uni like here, for example, like uh, I was one of them that was thinking of buying it because obviously you see this giant pump, right? You're like, oh my god, like the Uniswap's gonna go to the moon, and then and then you see it hit resistance and start going down, and you're saying, okay, like it pumped too quickly, it's going cooling down, and then it hits this, and you're like, this is where I'm gonna buy, this is where it's gonna stop, and it's gonna continue going, and we did see a dead cat bounce and move further down. So yeah, so that's kind of like what I wanted to talk about for this video. I might throw another video for today, just looking at some other things that I'm looking at. But the main topic is to calm down and be patient and wait and see. Thank you all for watching. Be sure to like this video, subscribe if you really like it, tell all your friends, and I will see you next time. Take care.